Just to give you an idea of what kind of winds we're dealing with now, the rain has stopped, but the wind has really picked up. And I want to show you something that we're keeping an eye on. We're keeping an eye on this sign right over there. You can see it is bent over. The wind's really picking up right now. And you can see this used to be a street, but now it looks more like a river. You see some people here that are deciding to get out of their homes. Most of the city still in the dark. Now I want to show you some of the damage we've been observing. Take a look. This is a huge piece of tin roof that's been ripped off of an apartment complex not far from here. We decided to step outside at the Country Inn here on Port Charlotte just to give you an idea of what kind of winds we're dealing with now. The rain has stopped, but the wind has really picked up. You can actually hear that there is a windy sign that has been tore up because of these wind gusts and probably because of the rain earlier today. But I want to show you something. I want to show you this sign over here. We've been monitoring this sign since we got here. I want to show you a video of what it looked like about a couple hours ago. And now look at it now. It's been knocked down because of these high winds. Now I want to remind you, we've been monitoring the traffic from our room on the 4th floor, 75 and Kings Highway. Just want to let you know, this, if you want to take your car and go for a drive right now, you should not. You're under a curfew until 6 a.m. here in Charlotte County, and these are the type of winds that you're going to be encountering right now. You can see it's sort of knocking me around, and I want to remind you again, we keep hearing this rattling sound right behind us, and that is the windy sign that has been torn up because of these high winds. There's a woman, a lot of the dogs that we're staying with at this hotel, they're getting their last walk-in before the storm really hits. A lot of people taking out their dogs. We just saw 2 other dogs come out before the winds start picking up. They're going to close the doors here at the Country Inn in Port Charlotte within the next hour because the winds again have really picked up. Now I spoke to a man who is originally from New Jersey, moved here to Charlotte County 2 years ago, and says that his neighbor got him into this hotel just yesterday. Take a listen.
Luckily, my neighbor got me a room here, put me on a waiting list, which I didn't think was going to happen. I'm like, okay, thanks, Lou. But we got in here, thank God. We just got here yesterday.
And a really sense of community here at the Country Inn in Port Charlotte. A lot of people helping each other out. There was a woman out here that was trying to walk her dog, and actually the maintenance man of this hotel offered to walk the dog for her because the winds, as you can see right behind me, we're next to this brick wall, so everyone, we're safe. But as I want to show you this video that we shot, we saw this car. Doesn't look like a first responder, doesn't look like someone that should be out there, but we did see this car that was driving in. I think at that time the rain was still around. Now it's just a wind. But I just want to remind everyone out there, Charlotte County is under a curfew until 6 a.m. So you should not be on the road like that car. We've been monitoring 75 as well. It looks like it's been pretty much empty. We do see some big trucks. I'm guessing that's maybe first responders or someone traveling up and down 75. But if you are in a small vehicle, I'm not really sure if you should be doing that with these high winds that still remain. I know you probably want to go out there because the rain is no longer here, but you're not sure what you're going to encounter out there. So again, a curfew here in Charlotte County until 6 a.m. to stay off those roads. I was told by law enforcement you could face a misdemeanor depending on what kind of excuse you have to be out there right now. I'm going to bring in this woman. Her name is Pam. Now, Pam, what's your last name?
My last name is Jolliffe, and this young man was trolling by because this entire area is 3 feet under him where you can't even get a big truck through.
Right.
So he has been trolling around. He goes on a boat. He goes to East Fleet County High School. He's got a little trolling motor, and he's been delivering water, checking on people, wanting to make sure that everybody's okay, and he's done that all day long.
Wow.
So I needed to come out here to be picked up to check on a couple other houses. What a sweetheart. I mean, he's in high school.
And you're dry, right?
Well, I am. Yeah, I am.
If you were to be in there, you would have been...
You can't. It's high. And it's kind of scary because you can see the oil floating and septic tanks.
When did this all start picking up?
This, when we went out here last night, it was flooded like this. After that, we came out the eye, and it was flooded, not quite as bad as this morning, but it was still flooded where you couldn't drive. Last night about 11.
What else did you observe? I know there's a lot of people out there want to know how their house is doing if they live in this area.
If they live in this area, we only saw one house where the water actually got into the house. A few shingles off, nothing dramatic at all.
So at this point...
Yeah, thank you, Lord.
Yes. So at this point, Pam, you're just waiting for your sister.
Well, I'm hoping my my sister doesn't, somebody else doesn't. You know what I mean?
All right, Pam. Well, I'm so happy that you are dry.
I am
and
dry.
That your home is okay, and most of the homes here are okay.
They are okay, and people are out. They're out actually greeting each other. I think they're going to have a barbecue around Apple Avenue tonight.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. There you go. You heard it right here from Pam. All right, so we'll take it back to the studio.
But the people of Immokalee say they need power and they need it now so they can get back to work.
The impact from Irma was devastating in Immokalee, but now the recovery begins.
A lot of damage around trailers, and now a lot of people's going to need help.
Robert Danzuala rode out the storm here.
There's a lot of things that were standing that we thought they was going to blow away, because I was outside at the hurricane, and it was real bad.
Guadalupe Romero left town
Esta traila resultó muy afectada.
and returned to see the damage. This trailer here in Immokalee now has an open roof after Hurricane Irma ripped it apart, and as of now, the people that live here are using this plastic to try to keep out the elements. Romero says many people here are blue-collar workers unsure how they'll pay to clean up this huge mess. Immokalee High still remains open as a shelter. These young ladies say they'll remain here tonight because they have no electricity at home. What does Immokalee look like right now when you
The
guys go around?
apocalypse. It looks like a zombie attack. It looks very bad.
And those who live here say as they recover, they'll take a big lesson from the storm.
But clean it up and have lights and go back to work, stay back together the way we were, And now to get more prepared the next time.
And tonight, several families here in Immokalee have spent the night now at Immokalee High School. That is where the shelter has been. Some of them are telling me that they've been staying there now for day 4. They say they need the electricity back more than ever. Here in Immokalee, John-Carlos Estrada, Wink News Now.